Hey everybody, you all demanded part 2, and here it is of the epic battle that is pretty awesome. Yeah, this is part 2 of the battle versus Scourge that we left off yesterday, and where we left off at was Magikarp. He thunderbolted Melodic here, and would it be enough to kill it? No. But it gets the Parahack, so that way I'm faster than him and he cannot rest, and that is amazing because that rest would have just put me down big time. So he switches back into his Spiritomb, or this is the first time I may have seen him, I forgot, and that doesn't do anything. And I go for a Toxic, expecting a Sucker Punch, and just expecting I just want to get a Toxic off on him. But yeah, I get the Toxic off on him. That's cool. He went for a Pursuit expecting a switch, but he didn't get it, and he switches back into his Melodic, so I get a Thunderbolt off of that, and that's a dead Melodic, and so that's one big wall out of my way. This is starting to lean my way a little bit, and I just need to play it right. So he sends in Jet Li here, and he goes for a close combat, and I'm just hopeful that my Magikarp can do it, because I'm going for a Toxic on him, and he survives with 78 hit points, which is awesome, and I get a Toxic off, and that is another big thing. I got Toxic, and that's really awesome because that thing's gonna be a pain in the butt. So I go into Hey Bra expecting another close combat, and I feel like he can take it. And yeah, Hey Bra, he's meant to take on fighting types, and he takes that like a champ. And so I'm predicting a switch right here, so I'm just gonna slack off. And dang, that would have been a perfect time to Psychic because he's sending his Dinosaur. That would have done a lot of damage. But hey, you gotta take what you can take, and I needed that slack off there. So I switch back out into my Houseplant because he is still a perfect counter for his Venusaur, and I'm gonna play it safe and go for an Earthquake again because I mean, if he predicts me going for something else, yeah. But he goes into his Moltres again, and I'm fine with that because I've got to play safe right there. I can't give him any leverage because he already has a lot of type advantages on me. So I get the Sleep Powder off on his Moltres, and that's really cool. And I switch into Magikarp, who's not going to be able to take much more damage thanks to the rocks. And yeah, so I believe I go for a Surf or a Surf right here. He withdraws, and I do go for the Surf, and I'm hoping that should be enough to kill him, but yeah, I was way off. Expecting another close combat. I don't know if I switched out because Magikarp can still do some stuff. And I went into Mojo basically for death fodder. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just went into Hey Bra, but I was maybe predicting, I don't know if he has any dark type, maybe a payback or not, and I didn't want to chance it. And so I go into Dugtrio, and that will trap him, and I can just Sucker Punch him because if he doesn't go for a move, I mean, if he goes for a stat boosting or some sort of stat move, then he'll die from poison, but Sucker Punch, well, yeah. So, yeah, he goes back into his Venusaur, and I go into my Venusaur because, I mean, that's what I have to do. And he switches out and going back into his Moltres like, we've done about 400 times, and I miss on the Earthquake because I just want to play it safely. So I go back into my Magikarp. He's getting them stones, and he wakes up and gets a Fire Blast off, and that sucks. I was hoping I could at least, have Magikarp get one Surf off, but that's the breaks. Magikarp's down, and that's huge because that was my heal build so yeah. And so I went for the Toxic on what's-his-face on Moltres, but he switches in, makes a good prediction. And he goes for a Pursuit, and I was expecting a Pursuit, so I went with a Slack Off. And that Pursuit also did nothing. I'm excited about that. So I know Slack Off, if he did attack me, I would, just slack it off. And I go for a Psychic on the switch. That was a hell of a prediction by me because I was expecting him to switch back into Dinosaur, and I was like, I am going to hit him with a Psychic because who would go for a Psychic on a Dark type? Me, because I'm predicting that, and I was so happy with that. And yeah, so he went for a Protect on the switch, and yep, so same old, same old. I went for an Earthquake again, and this time it actually hit because he didn't go into his Moltres. And with that and all that, he went for a Sucker Punch, and I went for a Sword Stance, which is cool because I want his poison to go down, and I'm expecting a Sucker Punch. And then I expected another Sucker Punch, and I got a second one. So, yeah, poison is awesome right there. Predicting those sucker punches was huge because if he kills my houseplant, I have nothing for his. And then I miss a sleeping powder, but he went for toxic predicting my switch, which is awesome, and I put him to sleep, and so I go back into my Slowbro. I just need maybe 2 turns of sleep is all I ask from this stupid Moltres, because he's been a pain in my butt, but he wakes up and toxics my Slowbro, and that's big because without my, what's his face, I can't heal Bell, so yes, I did a psychic predicting he was going to switch into Venusaur, and that was, yeah, I figured do some damage, but I went for a psychic again, and he just roosted again. Now I'm figuring he's just going to be trying to stall me down, so, yeah, I gotta just go for the surf, and if he goes into a Venusaur, so be it. So yeah, he roosts, and here comes the surf. And how much damage does that do? It does well over half, almost 3/4, but it's a 2-hit KO with leftovers easily. So what did I do? Oh, I switched out predicting he would switch into Venusaur, but I didn't get that, so that was I was sad for that, and so yeah, that really sucked. So Dugtrio, I'm just gonna do Aerial Ace, see what he goes for, and he goes for a Toxic, which is awesome because he could have just killed me off, but instead I can get a little bit more damage on this Phoenix, and yeah, so this Phoenix is being a pain in the butt, and so yeah, another Aerial Ace, and he air slashes me, and my Dugtrio is down. Excuse me, I could have really used that switch into Venusaur by him, but so I go into a Houseplant, get another sleeping powder on him, and that's pretty cool. His guy's asleep, and now I got to go back into Hey Bra because I need to get another surf on him because I believe now a surf will be once again a 2-hit KO after his leftovers, and I just don't want him getting those leftovers and roosts and all that crap. And I know I'm poisoned, but what do you got to do? I've got to get this going. Yeah, so I go for the surf, and it almost kills him, but he survives, and so I need the sleep. One more turn of sleep, and it would be great to get rid of this thing. And I get my poison, and that does, and he's asleep again, so I get the surf off, and that Moltres is finally down. So now I feel I have huge control. All he's got left is his Venusaur, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, that poison starts to rack up. Yeah, he's got his Venusaur left. And so I'm just going to stay in here for Death Fodder. But he goes for a Leech Seed instead of an Energy Ball like I was going to predict. And that is a dead Venusaur, and I defeated him. And it was a good game. So, yeah, thanks for all watching for this like double epic battle of epic coolness and stuff. But, yeah, so cool beans. I got to find the stop button so I can stop it. So, yeah, I will talk to you all later. Bye.